Many thanks for staying tuned. It's still the conversation here on Lagos Television, and we did tell you just before we took that break that this morning we intend to look at the impact of representative governance and constituency projects. Of course, we are still basking in the euphoria of Nigeria's democracy, uninterrupted democracy in the last 26 years. And how important is it for elected representatives to actually connect with the people and deliver the dividends of democracy, especially what the grassroots or what their people really want? And so on the program today, we have two politicians whom we'll be engaging, and hopefully at the end of this conversation, we'll make meaning of the topic before us today. In the studio this morning, we have Honorable Ajoke. She's a politician and the Vice Chairman, Agbado, Oke-Odo, Local Council Development Area. Thank you for being here on the program today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And joining us via Zoom this morning is a former member of the Federal House of Representatives, Honorable Kolawole Taiwo. Thank you for joining the program this morning, Honorable Taiwo.
Thank you. Good morning.
Right, of course.
Thank you.
Right. Let's start with, of course, the guest in the studio this morning, particularly, it's a female's world, so we're starting this morning. So let me take it this way. When we say representative governance and connecting with the people, especially at the grassroots, and I'm glad because you're a grassroots person. And so what exactly does this mean when we talk about representative governance?
Yeah, I think in a layman's term, what we are talking about is representing the people, knowing the people, knowing what they want, what they need, and all that, and then going out there to get it. It's not as easy. You just see representative, actually, if you say the House or the whether the Federal House or the State House, they're actually just meant to make laws. Right. But the people don't understand that. They want something. They want you to bring something back to them. And that's natural, you know, because who's going to be talking about them? Who's going to be there for them? So the people they see is the ones they voted for, who are in the House or whether at the federal level, who can bring something. And I think that is why there is a constituency project. I was a special advisor to a senator for 8 years, you know, on a constituency project. So I think I'm very
you have an idea.
Yes,
of what, so most definitely,
and how tough it is. Actually,
we will tap into your experience in that light in a bit, because again, sometimes a lot of people have also asked, constituency projects, is it guided by law? Is it something that, you know, members should actually take on? But then we'll come back to you on that level. Jibola, Honorable Taiwo.
Okay, Honorable Kolawole Taiwo, good to have you again.
Thank you.
Okay, Abimbola just mentioned constituency project now, and when you look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we do know that basically the job of a lawmaker is to make laws and, of course, facilitate certain things to their constituency. So when it comes to constituency project now, there are insinuations in certain quarters that it's like a channel or a pipe for lawmakers to enrich themselves. Is that true or not?
It's not. Fortunately for me, I was part of the people that actually initiated this in Lagos House. You know, that thing was passed in the Lagos House. And that was the first time of Ajoke had met Tinubu as governor. I think the person that really mentioned it was Kakware. And what we were looking at then was because of the pressure. You know, she mentioned something about pressure from the people.
Right.
We now say, okay, they should set aside 15% of the capital expenditure for even distribution to all the constituencies. What we were saying then was that the honorable member will discuss with his constituents. Let them tell us the type of what they really wanted. Then we'll forward it to the respective ministry that can handle that.
Okay.
Then is the problem of the ministry to award it, but it's a kind of compulsory for them to take it, because it's 15% of the capital expenditure. That was initial the spirit behind that law. And up to today, nobody gives any honorable any money. I was in the Federal House for 4 years. And yes, we have capital expenditures that are allocated to my constituency. What I do is that I determine what they're going to use the money for. Then we'll send it to the respective ministry that will take that will execute that project, executive project. And they will award it. They are the one that will award the project. But we have that responsibility of oversighting that project, looking at what the contractor is doing, making sure that they did it.
Okay.
We initiate it, then we monitor it. That is it. Nobody gives any honorable member that money. People are getting it wrong.
People are getting it.
Constituency project, let me tell you something. If I tell you what I was able to facilitate, and even through my constituency something, even now, if you go to Ajoke, I'm building five-story building. Unfortunately, I didn't go back. And we have not finished. In event, I've taken it over. He asked me to release. I said, okay, you can go ahead. We are going to finish it. It's going to be an iconic building.
Project, okay.
Five-story building from an honorable member. And we also have about 2 roads that they were able to construct. Fear that.
Okay.
We train people. We do all sorts of things. You know, when Ajoke came and said those things, he's going to improve on it. He knew that if there's one thing that make Muhammad Buhari's administration very popular, is some of those projects that because there is no place you will go that you will not see a federal project. Therefore, not that they are giving us money, they are getting it on. The function of a legislator is in 3 folds, not even 1. You make laws, you do oversight functions, then you represent people. Representation and function is so wide.
Okay.
Even when people go to you and say you should give them money, it's part of representation function of the legislature. Therefore, you must see. I raised this thing with an American legislator.
Okay.
That they normally ask them to give them money. He said yes now. That people come and say they want to do things that is even becoming rampant.
Right.
That what they do, you know, they have a election account that is vote. They have this. That people donate money for them.
Right.
She said she would just write check from his election account and give them.
Okay.
Which means it's not even limited to Nigeria.
It's not a Nigerian thing.
Okay, now we know that.
Now, I mean, you've just raised that, so that's part of educating the viewers that it is not a Nigerian thing. Let's come back to you and again establish more facts concerning this constituency projects, because again, like you did say, you were a special advisor to a lawmaker on constituency project for 8 years. Taking a cue from what Honorable Taiwo said earlier, that it is about getting the people to say what they really want and ensuring that they bring such a project to those communities. How important is it really? Because again, when people sometimes do not want projects, they'll rather want money to be distributed to them. And then when you execute certain projects, they tell you, that's not what we want. We want money. How do we balance this? And how do we also ensure that there is better understanding on the part of the people, just like he said, that this project, this money is there. So you need to access this money and, bring this project to the community. So how important is it for the people to actually know what this is really all about?
Okay, so having a constituency project is a very long process, even for the lawmakers. Like he said, they don't even know the contractors most times. It is the ministry. So what a representative, what he does is probably just go, if he has a good relationship with a minister, he just put his constituency project under that minister so that the contractor is paid. So they are actually just facilitator. They don't get the money directly. So normally you will have a town hall meeting with the people periodically, and then they tell you what they want. Maybe they want a hospital there, they want this, whatever. And then he collates all this and take them back. So during the budget, he look at it, he sees what his own budget is, and then he start placing this thing in different ministries. Okay. So if he has a good aids, they follow through from the budget to when they
to the execution.
To the execution. Yes, they do. You have to lobby. It's not like you.
So when you say ministry, you're dealing with the federal ministry.
Yeah,
now.
Federal ministry.
Okay.
I'm talking about the federal ministry. So it doesn't end there. Like I said, it's a very long process. when it's out, you know that, okay, assuming you get a library, for instance, in Lagos State, you have to get land, and land is very difficult in Lagos. You could be on this land matter for a whole year, back to back, looking for where to get land. And then sometimes, by the time you get the land, the budget for that year is gone. And then you have to start all over again. So, but if you are lucky and you get the land on time, so they send the contractors, or they send people from the ministry to come and check if it's whether the place is conducive for the building, and then the contractors will come. So, like I said, the representative most times don't even know these contractors. They have nothing to do with them. It is the ministry that know, but the name will be there. Your representative, right, that you facilitated, will be there. That, okay, when you get here, talk to this person. Like when I was there, my name will be there from Abuja. They will come and say, okay,
this is the person we're liaising with.
I go there. So I was responsible for getting a land. You know, and when I get the land, they come, they start building. And my principal at that time has told me, don't get involved with all these people. Let them just build it and go. That's what we did. So, for instance, I tell you one big project we did in Badagry. It's on 190 by 210 land. That's like a whole village. Before we got that land, it took like 1.5 years. Going back and forth, going to Abuja, coming back, seeing all the traditional rulers, leaders, the chairman of the council. He went on. And then almost by the time we got the land, you know, it was like 3 or 4 months to the end of that budget year, you know, and then they started building the build, and then they got to a certain level, and that was it. They couldn't move further because we have to wait until the next this thing. And then they changed the government, and that's it.
And so that project never saw the light.
Well, it did because I went further. We had a representative in Badagry who was very, very interested. Incidentally, is coming in as the chairman now. So who was interested in the project. So he went to the assembly, brought it to the floor of the assembly. They stamped it, they did that, and then they sent it to the presidency that they must finish that project. So they came back. But it took a long time. It's still struggling. You know, it's a very big project. So this is what the representatives go through. They go through a lot to get anything. Yes, and there is so much pressure from the people they are representing. They want money. They will tell you, she project a life journey. That is it. That's a lot. It can be very, very frustrating. I remember when we opened a library, when we went to commission a library, and a woman actually came out and said, but now I call library. Is that what you understand? So this is really, except you have the passion to work, it's really a lot.
Honorable Taiwo, from our narration this morning, the impression out there is that the job of a lawmaker is like a tea and bread, but I'm sure that is going to change at the end of this conversation. So how do we reorientate our people to see value in you bringing projects or bringing something that will improve their quality of life to their constituencies instead of demanding for money?
Well, you know, when you are talking of what they need, it's different from one person to another. And you know, the problem of choice lies with the person that controls that type of situation. Therefore, some of them will continue to ask for money. Take, for instance, during my own time as House of Representative member, I did a lot of empowerment training. A lot of it. In agriculture, in every facet of life. And we give them things to start with. You know that some of them will go and sell those things. They'll sell it and spend the money, and that will be the end. You know, sometimes people complain. Look at them very well. If you are given the opportunity to change their life, they will still spend the money for frivolities. But we cannot stop doing it. Because some people are making use of it genuinely, and they are living fine. But what you press, you also have a duty to do orientation and let them know the reason why we should prefer to work for money than to get free money. It's too different. When you work for money, you know, the confidence of spending will be there, and the prudence of spending will be there. because you know the sweat you put into it. But people like having free money, and they will easily, you know, the easy thing they do is to abuse anybody representing them, that they are not doing anything. I don't think there is anybody that will be in the house that will not do anything. It's not possible.
Okay.
It's not possible, because I mean, we exchange notes, we discuss every time. We try to even encourage people that cannot do. And therefore, sometimes when you listen to people's comments and you tailor your conclusion towards that, you may be wrong. You may be wrong.
Right.
Therefore, it's you people, not us. We can, you know, we politicians, we only want to tell you what you want. And we will not come and say, I gave you money you didn't do. They will say they will just blacklist you.
Right. Honorable Taiwo, let me stay with
Therefore,
you. Let me stay with you here and again go back to this question, talking about you know, constituency projects, especially at the state level, because again, you've been in both. You've been at the Lagos State House of Assembly as well as the Federal House of Representatives, so you have an idea of, you know, both houses,
the two sides.
The two sides. And so correct us if we are wrong, because this also is probably part of the public perception that sometimes some of the constituency projects are politically motivated rather than meeting the need of the communities. Please correct that notion.
Thank you very much. You know, when I started this discussion today, I started from the genesis of this constituency projects.
Agreed.
And it's all emanated from Lagos House of Assembly. Do you know the funniest thing? To date is the only law that the House vetoed the nature of the governor. You know, when people say the House of Lagos is Robert, I laugh, because I know when Ajoke was even there, our leader. We don't normally have it. So it doesn't normally have it so rosy. We brought back the law. We veto his signature. We force it. Then he later called us that, you know, to set aside 15% is difficult because revenue comes in trickles, and we spend in billions, and we now agree that anything we want, we should send it to the ministry, and they will give it a priority. That's why some of us are able to do so many things in our constitution as a Lagos Assembly. And before I left the Lagos Assembly, you know, I was deputy speaker when I left. We were able to insist that intervention fund for the local government, it came to Lagos State Intervention Fund. And that thing resides with Lagos Assembly today. Okay. That's why you see they are doing so many roads. You know, like I remember I was the first chairman of that intervention fund. And I was able to do a 1.4 billion naira at Amgoko. When you go to Amgoko today, you will see that we have an high street. And you know, when the point that thing stops, the governor has to come in, because there was a pressure from Badia that they need to extend it to Badia. And we agreed. And they did that. Therefore, when you get there, you will never believe the type of roads we are having there. It was because of that intervention fund. And today they are making use of it. My current House of Assembly member, I think he has like 4 or 5 projects from the intervention fund. Okay. Therefore, not that, because we assist the executive to take the road into the interland, because they have the state projects that are above there. But we insist by saying, okay, we are representing this. Every constituency must be represented, and that's what we are having
today.
Yeah.
Okay. From our discussion so far, I do not envy any lawmaker or any politician because of the pressure that they face. But on the side of the people, even when these lawmakers, when they strive to provide some of these projects to impact their lives, their attitude when it comes to maintenance is not good. Some of them will vandalize it. And at the end of the day, that money will amount to a kind of waste. So how can the people also be focused and, of course, see their own interest in the value that these representatives are trying to add to their lives?
The thing is, you can't have it all. You can't get a perfect situation. But the representative must first be very, very close to the people. Must be in, like, if you're going to cite something in a place, you have to follow it up. You know, and if you have like the stakeholders hand over this to the stakeholders so they own it.
Okay.
You know, because whatever they are bringing, we complain a lot about the federal government, and I can tell you that the federal government is doing amazingly well when it comes to constituency projects. I was there. You know, they brought in, at that time we had over 4 billion projects.
4 billion?
Over 4 billion naira projects.
Okay, naira projects.
You know, that went through us.
Okay.
We had like 10 libraries, we have like, we have 9 ITC centers, we have motorized borehole, about 12. We had, you know, we had schools, toilets, you know. It was amazing, it was a lot. Hospitals, mini stadium, from one single person coming from the federal government. So they are doing a lot. Okay. Maybe they don't talk about it, maybe they don't publicize it, but I know a lot of representatives that is doing amazingly well. Okay. But then, so what happened after they left, or after the thing is cited in the community? Do they follow it up? Is it working? You see, you do some solar lights to some people, they don't do anything, it works for like 6 months, and that's the end of it. It doesn't work. Yes, the ball, you put in a borehole, they go there and vandalize it, they go and remove it, or it doesn't work. So I think that it's very important to follow up. Okay. You know, so supervision is very, very, very important. So you have to give it to the important. There are places where, like in Ojora, for instance, we have a very big motorized borehole that serves the community. Although we were not covering that place, but my principal had a personal relationship with the Oba, and so we went to fix it. So we put in a solar power as well, inverter to power it. The borehole. And the community owned it. You know, they are, because it's very close to the Oba's palace.
Is that where the CDA or CDC can come in as well?
Yes, the CDC, you can talk to the CDC or the CDA in that community, the ballet in that community, the Oba. You have to tie it to somebody. Right. You know, you must tie it to somebody. Because if you just go there and put in something without tying it to somebody, you know, you are just going to be wasting your time. Okay. People will come and remove everything.
Honorable Taiwo, I would like for you to, you know, Honorable Taiwo, are you with us? Honorable Taiwo. Hello, Honorable Taiwo, are you with us here? Okay, if you're with us here, this next question, can you quickly also take us through some of the known challenges that lawmakers go through during the facilitation of constituency projects? Honorable Taiwo.
Honorable Taiwo, are you with us?
Yes.
So did you get that question?
I'm with you now.
All right. So can you take us through? I'm hearing you. Can you take us through some of the challenges, some of the known challenges that lawmakers go through during either the bidding or facilitation of constituency projects?
Thank you very much. You know, those things are not easy to come by. I listened to what the vice chairman was saying. Instead, it's referring to those things has to do with his position. You know, sometimes position in the house also assist you to get some of those things better than others. Okay. Particularly for federal lawmakers. A first time I will be given the minimum that anybody can get will be given to that person. Then it's left for you if you have 1 or 2 ways to talk to some people. You know, the person is referring to, I didn't want to mention his name. Also, even assisted me too. I spoke with him that I did something and he used a personal contact to get me 1 or 2. Those things are not easy to come by. They are not.
We seem to be having a little bit of connection challenges here in Honorable Taiwo this morning. Of course, we will maintain contact with him, and as soon as we're able to bring him back, would allow him conclude that thought. But for you, again, because you are the grassroots, let's quickly look at the synergy between the federal lawmakers, the state lawmakers, and the local government, either the chairman or the vice chairman, in the case may be, working relationship. How do they synergize to ensure that all of these things that we talk about, especially the constituency projects, are in favor of the communities?
In most cases, there is no synergy.
Okay. All right. Let's quickly take his thought. Are you back with us now? Let's conclude on your thoughts.
Yes, I'm back.
All right.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Therefore, it's not easy. People supposed to be appreciative of anything a legislator do because it's not their function. Execution is not the function of the legislator. We should just also, all of us should agree on that.
Okay.
The function of the legislator is divided into three that I've earlier mentioned. The execution is for the executive. But what we did was to use our power to get some of those things and put ourselves into the center to make sure we now serve like a conduit pipe to our respective constituency that may not be mentioned, that may not be part of the program of the executive to get these things. And sometimes to change their minds, particularly the ministers, the commissioners, to change because they were overwhelmed with what is theirs already. Now you are bringing your problem to load it on them. Now to do all those process it's not easy, sincerely. And when that thing gets there too, to be able to monitor a contractor that you don't have anything to do with. Some contractors want to do it their way. You want them to do it the way. Well, that's why for instance, she represents a senator, and she will insist that being a senator is even more difficult. You have several local government to cover. Out of rep member in Lagos is one or two local governments. Therefore, it's easier for the honorable to even go there and do a personal touch. But therefore, it's not easy, sincerely. People should realize, and as I rightly said, the representative function.
Okay.
All right. In 26 years of our democracy, how would you say we have fared as a nation, looking at the quality of representative that we have had at state and at the federal government level?
Let's just probably sign Honorable Taiwo out here so that we can allow him go. Honorable Taiwo, if you're back here with us, I'll just echo Ajibola's question, and then we can take that as your final question. So how have we fared in the last 26 years of Nigeria's uninterrupted democracy, especially in
there's something is
you're having difficulties connecting. All right, at least you've made your point with us here on the program this morning. Thank you so much for joining us via Zoom, and hopefully we'll be able to reconnect with you some other time. Let's come back to you. Ajibola did ask you a question. You can take that now.
How far we have gone, whether we have failed. Well, I think that we have.
I'm having problems. People are calling me. That's why. Anything that you are able to facilitate, people should appreciate it and encourage it.
All right. Okay, Honorable Taiwo, thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. We appreciate your thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's go back to you.
Okay, I believe that we have improved a lot. We are growing. The politics is being filtered a bit. I mean, in the past, we used to have this Jankara, but we still have the Jankara politics, though. I mean, but it's better now.
Especially at the grassroots.
At the grassroots level, it's unbelievable, So 2 + 2 is never 4. 4 + 4 is like 28. You don't just get the equation, just don't add up. But I believe that people are more aware, people are more assertive, so they are asking questions, they are getting more involved than they used to. So the people too are, the representative are
on their toes.
On their toes, they are trying to sit up and do more, unlike before where you just go, you enjoy yourself, you do some small thing and you go. Now people ask you, what have you done? What are you bringing to the table? Who are you and all that? So I believe that the quality of people we are having now is better. Although, I don't want to go.
You don't want to put yourself in
trouble. I don't want to put myself in trouble in this last one. I'm thinking that we are taking like 20 steps forward, and this last time now we are taking like 20 backward again, which is very, very unfortunate.
Right.
But, because we have done so much, we've achieved so much, and then now we are having
some skirmishes here
yeah,
and there.
too much.
Okay,
too much,
Honorable, before we allow you go this morning, again, when you look at the impacts of constituency projects and how much development they can actually bring to the communities and the level of growth they can also have on governance, what are some of the things that you wish could either be sustained or be reformed when it comes to issues around constituency projects?
Okay, there is this program we did, across Lagos West for 400 young people. They were paid to come to a center where they will learn something for like 3 weeks. They learn to do knitting that can be sent,
Vocations,
all sort of things, DSTV installers, and they did that for like 400 young people, and they did that for 3 weeks, and they were given 100,000 each as a starter pack. So you don't need a shop. You can start, if you are, a caterer, you can start a mobile business. Right. It was really beautiful. And like about 6 weeks later, some people will just call me like that at random that, Amma, I just want to send 10K to you. I'm like, 10K, where did you get the money from? And they will tell me, I just installed one DSTV in an hotel. I call up my friends who are hanging out. I'm like, really? Wow. So he works so hard. So when you say the youths are restless, they're into drugs and that, and you are really not, channeling the energy into something else, so how we think that they should do more of such
impactful projects.
If you're a caterer, for instance, you really don't need a shop. You could
cook from your house.
You can cook from your house and deliver it to people. There are so many things you can do. Service, that is what is making money now. You don't have to look for gain employment. So to put 400 people out there, I think it's really wonderful. So if we can have things like that periodically, and that is what we are trying to do with the youth center. We are trying to bring in everything that we have lost. Like tiling, if you notice now, the tilers are coming from Togo, outside, the POP people are coming from Cotonou and all that. So we are trying to say, okay, let's put them through school, 6 months, meantime, long time, and all that, and then glamorize it, So
but are the youth ready? Are the youth really ready?
No, they are.
They are ready.
They are ready. They are ready. We just keep thinking that they are not. They are ready. I mean, I've gone through so many of such, and I've seen how excited they are. So I know that they are ready. Believe me. So if we can have programs like that, because now we have to invest on our people. It's not how many houses we have. It is how many lives you have changed. So if you can have people, and this thing will come back to you, funny enough. If you have, like I did this at the Rare long time ago, where I taught them, tie and die thing, about 150 women, and I'm telling you, all of them will not be successful. But you will have at least 20 people who are very serious, who are making money. And this thing is coming back to you. They will call you up and say, oh, I just made you this idea, let me bring it for you. And by the time you look at your house, your house is full of idea. So you look at it like, how much have you spent? It's only small money, and you're getting this good way back. It's amazing. So I think that we should invest more in the people. We must not say, are they serious? Are they ready? Don't worry. Out of 150 people,
at least half of them.
Some.
Yes, that will do well. You know. So
right. Very, very quickly. Again, I know that we've talked about the fact that Jibola raised that question earlier on, and this is to the fact that how can the communities also own those projects? And you did say that when you cite such projects, hand it over to somebody, and then it will make it a lot impactful with such projects. But again, how important is it really to ensure that you're also speaking to the people as lawmakers and not just assume that you know what they need?
That's why I said it is very important to have town hall meetings.
How regularly should this be?
At least these people are very busy. If you look at it, yeah, they are very, very busy.
Can other people do
I know
it in
that,
their
but
stead?
yes, but you are
want to see
representing-
them.
You are
You want to see
representing
them.
people. They must know you. They must see you. Visit community. Do unscheduled visit to some people, to some old. Just connect with them. You could go to the market one day, walk around and see what they are doing, what their problems are. You don't have to just go and sit in Abuja or sit in the house in Alausa and you don't even know what your people are going through. You could decide, okay, the women age group, this, that, I want to meet them tomorrow. And these people will come. So you talk to them. What are your needs? In the community, talk to the CDA. You could have just CDAs, okay, what do you need? What are your challenges? I can't do everything. I will do one or two, and that's it. People will at least know that you are connected to them.
Relate with them.
You are relating, yes, exactly. So it's very, very, very important to connect with the people you are representing. They must see you.
They must.
But when you connect with the people, and anytime you come around,
it's money they are
you will run away.
No.
They're hunger in the land.
See, honestly, I have never seen, especially this part of Nigeria, I have never seen people ask for money so much. And the thing is that you earn money every month, but they want you to give them money every month.
Is this an entitlement mentality?
No, they have entitlement mentality. They even, no matter what you do, no matter how many projects you are facilitated,
They're not concerned.
no, they are not concerned. They just say, he doesn't give us money. We don't see Kiriko. They will bring clothes for you every day to buy. Their wife just gave birth.
Their mother-in-law died.
They want to turn the back of their late mother like 10 times, I don't understand it. And they expect you to
do everything.
To do everything. I'm telling you, they want to pay school fees. They want to do this. And that is why the representative to run to.
But this same set of people will be the ones to abuse you when you're out of office.
They will abuse you. No.
She was there for 4 years.
No, they will abuse you. So you have to strike a balance. First, you are there to do certain things. You can't do everything. So in my own mind, you just have to do projects.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because the project will last forever.
Right.
The project will be in your name. It will be there. Sending money around to people, no matter how much you give to them,
it will
it's
finish.
Never enough.
It will never be
It's
enough.
never enough. So I'd rather you have a project.
And then you develop a thick skin.
Yes. They abuse you. You just whatever they say, it's not your concern.
Right. But finally, before we allow you to go, what's your take to the grassroots as Lagos prepares for the local government election?
Well, unfortunately, local government election is not when anybody can be assertive. The party in power in that state will always win. That's the truth. I'm telling you.
Coming from a politician.
Yes. I'm sorry if I'm being blunt, but that's the way it is.
Is that an election?
Well, whatever you call it.
It is
You can
an
call
election.
it election, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but the fact is that the people, the party in power will always take charge of the local government election. So if you like, you can, go and make all the noises you like.
The party is
yes,
there.
But
Okay.
you can see the primary is always that's why you see when APC, for instance, when we have primaries, there is always passion running, there is always a lot of violence because they know that once they give you the flag,
that's it.
It's automatic.
You are the next chairman.
Yes, except in rare cases. And we haven't seen a lot of that. But over time, though, it's going to change as well. Things are evolving. It will change.
And so the party must also try to evolve.
They have to.
As the changes. All right. Okay, we would have to leave this conversation here this morning. Thank you so much, Honorable Ajoke, politician and Vice Chairman, Agbado, Oke-Odo, Local Council Development Area. We always appreciate
you
it
didn't come
anytime
with
you come here.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me. I've had a good time.
And we wish you the very best.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when the conversation returns, another topic we'll be taking a look at this morning. Join us again after the break.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.